Hello everyone, how are you all? Everyone fine? I am also doing great. Today I am here to discuss the ABC analysis for CA final financial reporting paper for the upcoming exam, that is May 2024 attempt. Today is 1st of March and can you see you have 2 months left for the examination, provided the examination is not extended because of election. Till now there is no clarification regarding that. So we will assume that we have 2 months left for the examination. 2 months means, can I say, approximately 60 days from today? And can I say, out of that 60 days, you need to allocate 5 or 6 days for the last revision of FR, and of course 4 or 5 days you should allocate for the abnormal losses. So out of 60 days, I will just deduct 10 days. It means approximately you have only 50 days for the last revision of all the subject. So if I will say you have 50 days divided by 6 paper, so approximately can I say you have 8 days per subject. Now in a day, if you study for 12 hours minimum, I am saying effective 12 hours, so you have 12 into 8 means 96 hours per subject. 96 hours per subject. Understood? Correct? I am just taking assumption that you have allocated equal days for each subject. Of course, we know that audit, IDT, and the last paper, paper number 6, might not require that much number of days. But it is a subjective issue depending upon student to student how you have dealt with that subject for the in your previous revision. Understood? And of course, whether you are writing group one or both group, that is also one of the criteria of allocation. So I'm assuming that you are writing both group in this attempt and you have allocated equal number of days for each subject. So can I say that you have 8 days for FR? 8 into 12 minimum. You can of course study for 15 hours per day also, but I am just taking a reasonable basis 12 hours per day. So you can study 12 into 8 means 96 hours, means approximately I can say 100 hours per subject you have. Now let us discuss about ABC analysis. Now, before I discuss ABC analysis, you should know what criteria I have used for allocating all the chapter in A, B and C category. I have used two criteria for the allocation. First, the weightage of marks based on the past attempt examination. Means the chapter from which the chapter from which question of more marks is asked, that is of course will be considered for A category. Correct? Second criteria which I have used is the time required for revision. Can I say any chapter which you don't require much time, even though it might be important, but if you don't require much time for revision, should not be considered for A and B category. Correct? Now for example, I'm just taking one example. Ind AS 2 might be very much important from examination point of view. Let us take one example. Ind AS 2 might be very important, but that chapter does not require more number of hours for revision. Therefore, that chapter should not be given so much importance from examination point of view, because that chapter, if any questions come, you can attempt it, even though you have uh, even though you have done not a full revision for that chapter. I hope you understand it. So I have just taken 2 points into consideration. The first consideration is what? Weightage of marks as per the past examination. Second is what? Time required for revision purpose. So we'll have that two discussion, based on which we have done allocation of all the chapter in A, B and C category. Let us first start with A category. So in A category, I have allocated 6 chapters from my point of view. First chapter is what? Consolidated financial statement. When I say consolidated financial statement, it will include Ind AS 110, Ind AS 111, Ind AS 28, Ind AS 27. Understood? So that is consolidated financial statement, including joint venture, associate and separate financial statement also. Correct? So that will be A category. Then second is financial instrument. Third is Third is Ind AS 115, that is revenue from contract with customer. Then business combination, of course, Ind AS 103. Then share based payment, Ind AS 102. And the last chapter in this category is analysis of financial statement. Normally, they ask a question, direct question from this chapter, analysis of financial statement. So this is also one of the important chapter. Now, if you have not revised this chapter properly, it is quite possible you will not be able to write in exam exactly what as per the requirement of ICR. So this also require a proper revision. Understood? But analysis of financial statement require understanding of all the chapters. Therefore, I will just suggest you this chapter, even though A category, do revision of this chapter at the end when you have done all the revision of all the chapters. Understood? So analysis of financial statement being an exception, even though it is A category, but revise this chapter once you have gone through all other Indias. Understood? Yes, sir. Now coming to the marks, as per the past examination trend, normally 64 marks, 64 to 65 marks on an average basis have been asked from these all six chapters, and to 65 marks means approximately what happened ki a question paper will be a 120 marks. So can is 50% marks will be allocated to this six chapter only. So this become a very important chapter from examination point of view. Understood? Correct. Yes, sir. Now coming to the number of hours required for each chapter, on my experience basis, I will say, on my experience basis, now you can of course do plus 20% minus 20% as per the understanding of each chapter. Understood? For example, in consolidation I have given 12 hours, but if you think that in consolidation you require more number of hours, so you can increase by 20%, or if you think that you are very good in consolidation chapter, you can decrease by 20% hours, but not more than that, because this is as per my experience, this chapter requires this much time. Understood? So in consolidation, if you want to write down, I have given 12 hours revision time. Financial instrument 12 hours. Revenue from revenue from contract with customer 8 hours. Ind AS 103 business combination 8 hours. Then Ind AS 102 share based payment 5 hours, and analysis of financial statement which you revise at the end. In this chapter only do all the question whatever is given in IC study material. A question of that pattern will be only asked in examination. Correct? Now, so this I have given 3 hours. Understood? Yes, sir. Now coming to B category and C category. So B category and C category are the will be the chapter which are left. And can you see from B plus C category, almost 60 marks question will be asked, means 50% of 120 marks. Now what I have done in B category, I have taken those chapters which require more number of hours as compared to C category chapters. So in allocation of B and C category, I have not taken marks into consideration. I have taken number of hours required for each chapter. If it require more number of hours, it will come in B category. If it require less number of hours and it can be revised on a quick basis, then it will come in C category. Understood? So B category, let us start discussion with B category. So first will be Ind AS 116. Correct? Then Ind AS 116 is very important chapter. Normally from the, I will say, last 2 or 3 attempt, normally a question of from this chapter they are asking Ind AS 116. Then Ind AS 16, Ind AS 12, Ind AS 19, Ind AS 21, Ind AS 36 impairment of asset, Ind AS 33 earning per share. Correct? Normally whenever a question of Ind AS 33 will be asked, it will be a 8 marks question. Correct? Ind AS 41 agriculture, Ind AS 105 and Ind AS 108. These are small chapters, but normally they are asking a question from this topic. Understood? So you can see approximately 30 marks, 30 marks, well, on an average basis will be asked from B category chapter. So 30 marks. So 60 marks gone to A category, 30 marks will be B category from my point of view. But number of hours will be how much? You can understand number of hours means total numbers of hour I have given to A category is 50 hours, and total number of hours I have given to B category is 28, or you can see 30 hours approximately. Chapter wise, Ind AS 116 5 hour I have given, Ind AS 16 3 hours, Ind AS 12 2 hours, Ind AS 19 2 hours, Ind AS 21 1.5 hours, you can see. Then Ind AS 36 3 hours, Ind AS 33 3 hours, Ind AS 41, Ind AS 105 and Ind AS 108, it is 1.5 hours approximately. Now there is two chapters newly added. One is accounting and technology, one is professional and ethical duty. These two chapters are important from examination point of view, but we do not have any what uh, any trend as per the marks is concerned, for how many marks question will be asked from this chapter. But from my expectation, normally 6 to 8 marks question will be asked from professional and ethical duty. This become one of the important chapter, and 100% one question will come from this chapter of 6 to 8 marks. And this chapter requires thoda sa, I will say, more number of hours for revision, because this requires thoda sa memorization also, ki what you are supposed to write in each question, and you need to only revise all the question whatever is given in IC study material. Question will come from that particular question, or they will just change the pattern of the question. The answer more or less remains same. Understood? Yes, sir. But thoda sa memorization required, and therefore I have given 4 hours, because this is totally a new chapter. I have given 4 hours for these particular chapters. Then coming to C category, C category will be now those chapters which are left. Now in the C category, whatever chapter I have given that does not require thorough revision. Means even though you know the content of the chapter, if you have done if you have done not all the question, but if you have done some question which are important or expected question, any question will whatever is asked in exam, you can attempt it. So this chapter does not require thorough revision. Means for just try to understand. Suppose 100 hours is left. Means 100 hours has been given for entire chapter. Now instead of 48 hours, you have taken 60 hours, and here you have taken what I let us say 30 hours. Now you have left with 10 hours. So can you see, you can add more 10 hours, and that balance 20 hours try to revise all the chapter on a quick basis. Understood? Means in this only read the content, do some important questions given by your respective faculty, and just go through. Means don't devote much time in this chapter. Understood? Why? The reason is not that these are not important. These are also important chapter. Question may come from this category, but this chapter does not require thorough revision. For example, can you say Ind AS 101, Ind AS 1, Ind AS 2, Ind AS 7, Ind AS 8, Ind AS 10, Ind AS 20? Can I say any question? If you know the content of Ind AS 20, you can write in exam. So this does not require thorough revision. Of course, you are supposed to do some important question whatever is given by your faculty. Yes or no? Then Ind AS 23, Ind AS 24, Ind AS 34, Ind AS 37, Ind AS 30, Ind AS 40, Ind AS 113, conceptual framework, theory chapter, and the accounting and technology. Accounting is the newly added chapter. Understood? So overall, you can see as per the past trend, 28 marks coverage will be there. Means approximately the marks is the same as per the B category. B category also 30 marks, C category also 30 marks. But the time factor is very important. You can see in this there are few chapters, and I have given how many hours? 30 hours. In this there are more number of chapters, but I have given how many hours? You can see I have given 20 hours in that. So this C category chapter can be done on a quick basis. So even though you have not done thorough revision, you can even though you have not done thorough revision for this particular chapter, any question which is asked in exam, you can attempt it. I hope you have understood entire ABC category. Correct? Now ABC analysis you have understood. Once again, I will just say this is on the assumption that you have allocated 8 days for FR. You can also allocate 10 days, then you can increase the number of hours. Understood? But 8 days is minimum. Don't try to reduce the number of days. 8 days is required for a complete revision of FR just before exam. Just before exam is just before last revision. Of course, can I say last revision will be done in the last 5 days or 4 days, whatever you have allocated for the FR. Understood? Now, how to revise the entire syllabus in the last revision, that I will come with another video. Don't worry about that. Understood this thing? I hope this video will help you. Just subscribe my channel, like the video if you have liked it, and try to share with your friends so that this particular video will help them for the revision of CA final financial reporting paper. All the best for your examination. Bye bye. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.